It's the weekend and you have financial questions that need answering. That can only mean one thing. It's time for Jill on Money, the show that takes the mystery out of your finances. Here's your host, Jill Schlesinger.
Welcome to the Jill on Money Show. This is the program that takes the mystery out of your financial life. I am your host, Jill Schlesinger. I'm the CBS News business analyst, but maybe for this show, and more importantly, I'm also a certified financial planner. That means when you're talking to us about whatever's going on in your financial life, that I am going to filter that through a kind of a holistic approach to your overall financial well-being. That's what certified financial planners tend to do, or at least that's how I was trained to do the job 100 years ago. I'm not in the business anymore, but it's an awful lot of fun to continue to flex those muscles and stay in shape around the idea of financial guidance. And that's what this show is all about. It's all about helping you along your financial journey. So if you've got a question, go to our website, jillonmoney.com, click the Contact Us button, write us a note, and if you'd like to join us live, just check the box. Mark, the best executive producer in the world, will do everything else. While you're on the website, don't forget to sign up for the free weekly newsletter. It comes out every Friday. What a great way to tune up for this program. Today, we are going to talk to West Coast Rob. Hello, West Coast Rob. What's going on?
Hey, Jill. Thanks for having me back. So I actually emailed you guys a question back in October, and the title was, Should I Go for the Promotion? Mm-hmm. And you guys gave great advice. I had kind of been saying that I was burnt out, really didn't, really wasn't necessarily interested in the job, but I was being pressured by management to go for it. And I didn't listen to you guys, and they pushed and pushed, and I actually did end up applying for it, interviewing, going through the whole process. Then come to find out they picked someone else from outside the organization. And so now I get to support what they were going to have us do, or have me do, and I get to support someone else who ended up landing the job. So in addition to the burnout, now I've got, another person, and I've been kind of rejected from that. So that was right before Christmas. And so I took time off between Christmas and New Year's. It was like 12 days. And I thought, usually that's good enough for a recharge. Now here I am into January, into February, and not getting better. As a matter of fact, I kind of actually feel worse from when I emailed you guys. So really just want some help figuring out, I'm really considering a great money reset or to do something different in March, which is when my last bonus pays. And so just looking for yours and maybe Mark's advice too. Am I ready? And, if I can share some quick numbers, maybe we can go over it.
Yeah, let's do it. So first of all, Rob, remind us, how old are you?
I am 41. I will be 42 this summer.
Okay. And are you single, married? What's going on? Partnered?
I am single, and I live on the West Coast of the United States.
Okay. And no kids?
No kids. Nope.
Okay. And how much are you currently earning?
About $250K. That includes, the base salary and then some bonuses. And I have some brokerage money that comes in. You got dividends and all that. Mm-hmm. So about $250K.
Okay. And are you currently using the company's retirement plan?
I am. Yeah. We have a 401K with a 10% match.
A 10% match? Dollar for dollar up to 10%?
Something like that. I think you have to put 8% in, and they'll give you 10.
And are you maxing?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'm one of those people that do those mega backdoor type.
Oh, okay. So let's talk a little bit about the value of the account right now. So you've got a 401k. Part of it is traditional and part of it is Roth. Give us the traditional balance.
So I've been doing rollovers, so some of it hasn't been rolled over into the Roth yet. But currently the 401k is worth about $777,000.
Okay. And what
I would say about maybe 100,000 of it has already been rolled into a Roth, and another is in after tax that I could roll over at any time. It's just the market just keeps going up, and I don't want to pay the tax bill quite yet.
Oh, poor you.
I know.
Too much money. Okay. So 677 traditional, 100 is Roth.
Yeah,
right?
Roughly.
Okay, got it. What about outside of the retirement account?
Yeah, so I have an IRA from my old company that has $494,000 in it. And then I have a Roth IRA when I was able to contribute that's with $177K.
Okay. And brokerage?
I do. I have a brokerage of 680.
Great. And you're managing this all yourself, right?
Yeah, I just do index funds. I'm a Vanguard guy.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes simple is better.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What about your housing? Do you own a home on the West Coast or not?
I have some other accounts too.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah,
Rock
so
it.
I have a HSA,
Okay, good.
and that's got 94,000 in it. I have cash that I've been saving for this potential change because I know it's kind of been coming, about 140K. And then I have an old pension that the current value of it is 48,000. I went in preparation for this call. I went and looked to kind of see what it would be worth when I annuitized it, and at age 70, it would be worth about $1,800. I did pull Social Security as well. I know I'm young, but it says 32,037 at age 70.
And you have like a bank account in addition to the 140 in cash right now?
Yeah, but it's got like $5,000 in it. That's just
Okay.
like monthly expense.
Yep. All right. So let's talk about what are you doing in terms of housing? Are you renting or do you own?
Yeah, I own a house. It's worth about $515 or so.
And is there a mortgage that's outstanding?
No.
Whoa, my goodness. Mark, stop giggling.
And he must spend no money, I'm guessing.
That's what I'm thinking. No rental property, no anything like that?
No, just I invest in just financial assets. Keep it easy.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Anyone you have to take care of? Parent, sibling, anyone like that?
No, very fortunate. I've got some brothers and my parents, and they're all working or retired with pensions, so everybody's good.
Great. All right. Now tell us how little you spend, even though you live on the West Coast.
I spend about $60K a year, I would say. My fixed expenses are about 30. That does not include healthcare, though. And then discretionary is about another 30K. That counts like, buy a new car every now and then, put a roof on the house, renovation.
So it is fair to say that if you just called it quits at this job and we just needed to, we could assume that you're going to work again, like you're going to reset to something where you're happier. What should we assume you can earn?
Yeah, see, that's where I don't have any like side hustles or like extra skills that I've had that are like money making. So basically I just work a kind of a 9-to-5 job. And so pulling the plug on it kind of makes me nervous because I think that probably if I went and found another job similar to this, I'd probably be taking a $50,000, if not more, pay cut.
Okay, but that's okay. Let's why don't we even say it's beyond that? Let's say to do your great money reset, let's put the bar much lower. All I need you to do truly is you go find a job eventually, you relax, and your base and bonus doesn't have to be 200, it could be 150. How do you feel? You think you can do that?
Yeah, I mean, the thing that just has always held me up from that is just because you take less money somewhere else doesn't mean you're not going to just get yourself in another stressful situation.
Absolutely. This is how I always counsel people against divorce. I'm just kidding. Says the girl who's been divorced. So yes, there is no guarantee. We'll get back to Rob in just a minute. If you have a financial question, just go to JillOnMoney.com.
Back to Jill on Money, where Jill Schlesinger helps you take the mystery out of your finances.
Welcome back. It's the Jill on Money Show. We are here trying to help you make better, sometimes less bad financial decisions. Sometimes we're just here to clear away the emotions that you're carrying and get to the root of the issue. And for many of you, the root of the issue has to do with your anxiety over tax season. Yes, we are in the middle of it, and I know this kind of bums people out, but here's a great idea. If you are wondering about what the tax season has in store for you, you can join us for our upcoming webinar. We've got a special guest, Ed Slott, who is a CPA and an expert on IRAs, Roth IRAs, everything retirement related, and he is amazing. But if you would like to join us live for this webinar, you have to be a member of Jill on Money Live, our subscription service. So it'll cost you $45 for the next 12 months. You will be entitled to join us for the upcoming webinar on Thursday, February 26th, and you will also get 3 more and the back catalog of all the webinars we've done and bonus audio and video content. So check it out, Jill on Money Live. Okay, right now, let's get back to Rob from the West Coast. Have you met the new person who got the job that you never wanted in the first place?
No, I have not. I have not met him yet. He's going to be...
Because maybe you like him.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, part of the issue, though, too, is just it's the new director that's coming in and just leaning on me and changing things around. So, yeah, maybe I would like that person. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it's certainly, I wouldn't do anything until you met the person. But to start looking, I'd start looking. I'd absolutely start looking. Because who knows, maybe you get somebody who's like smart and says, hey, West Coast Rob, I don't know jack about what I'm about to do. I know you got passed over for this. So why don't you stick around, help me out, and let's see how it goes. I mean, no one does that because, then they would admit that they don't really know what they're doing yet, that it would actually go a long way. But let's just say, let's not judge yet. But, if you had to go even stay in your industry, do you think you could find something, even if we don't know what the next devil is going to be, right? The devil and all that. Do you think you could find a job at 150 all in?
Yeah, yes, I think I could. I don't think that would be too difficult, and I think I could do it within probably 3 to 6 months of living, if not faster.
Yeah, I mean, even if it's 120, that's all I care about. I want to cover your spend and then a little bit more. I mean, the thing that's incredible, Rob, is that you're asking, can you do this? Should you do this? I don't know about the should. The can is not even a question. Of course you can. You've socked away so much money that it has given you the opportunity to make a transition. And, even if it took you a year to get a job and you really did, you're going to be fine. You're totally going to be fine. And, by the way, if let's say new guy comes in, you're like, oh, I hate him. And you give your notice, right? A couple things can happen. You can take your time. You could start converting more of your money, by the way, into a Roth. And I think just to make things a little bit tidier for you as you anticipate that, I think what I would do, Mark, don't you think that not knowing what's happening and, being able to convert and do things like that, what do you think, Mark, about rolling the old retirement account, the 494, into his current traditional account?
Just consolidate?
Yep, just to consolidate. And, of course, if he wants to convert once he's no longer employed at this place, we get rid of that IRA account so he can actually just convert easily.
Yeah, I mean, there's no downside to doing it.
So do you like where your current plan is held?
Yeah, actually, I think it's good. We have a lot of good options, and it's cheap. It's a really big corporation, so they've got some good options for their employees.
So I would do that. I would make sure that you roll that in. So now you're $677. We'll have an infusion of almost $500,000. It's all there. It's all tucked away, nice and neat. Presuming you get your next job, you don't have to move your account so fast. You can just leave it there. Or you can, we'll see if you get another job. You might be able to roll it into the new company. But the amount of money you have saved is absolutely incredible. And you're not saying you want to just be done and never work again. You're saying, I want to work. I mean, Mark, aren't you looking at these numbers and saying this is a slam dunk? Because I sure am.
Yeah, I mean, he's given himself this opportunity based on everything that he has accumulated. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, if he wants to take a 6-month sabbatical and do nothing, go sit on the beach, go for it. I mean, you have the ability to do it. You
totally can do this. I mean, so I think just as Aunt Jill in your life, because you're a young man, I'd like to just offer let's wait and see what the new person's like. If the person is a nasty so-and-so, you can just, play it cool. You don't have to say, how dare you overlords have chosen him over me. You say very nicely, I'm going to take some time, goodbye, and you leave well. And then look for a job. And honestly, if you started to look around now and you just to get a sense of convincing yourself that you'll find a job that could make you 120 or 150, great. You have no pressure. You never have to make $250 again if you don't want to.
Okay. No, that's
you really
good.
don't.
That's good to hear.
You know? And so the only other thing that is important here, just, as you proceed and you go forward, is that, I really just, I would hesitate to make a life, like I'm going to do this, or I'm going to no proclamations. But for right now, I think you can walk away. You can feel good about that. You've put yourself in this great position. You don't have to do anything outrageous with any of your money. You really don't. You already have the money set aside to get you through the next period of time. And so I wouldn't really change much. I also wouldn't burn up that cash anytime soon. So I wouldn't necessarily trigger a tax event right now if I didn't have to, because I like you having that cash on hand.
So that leads me to kind of another question when it comes to asset allocation. So right now I'm invested pretty aggressively. I'm 90% stock, maybe 5% bonds, if I count that pension, and 5% in cash. Would you recommend, as I'm kind of working through this and still at my current job, that I just keep stacking as much cash as possible to fund either Roth conversions like you were mentioning, or obviously longer runway potentially of either not working or working for less money and having that?
Yeah, I would. And I also would suggest that, especially if you start making less money this year, if you leave this job, one other opportunity is, hey, maybe you've got some money in that brokerage account that has an embedded long-term capital gain. And, and maybe it would be really nice if you could just pay a 15% capital gains tax on it, free up some money, pop it in your cash account, use that potentially to help, again, that gap period of not earning income, and also to finance the conversion to the Roth. And I think that'll work great. And, listen, I think that a lot of this will be predicated on what happens next, what is the next job. So if the next job, if you say, oh my God, Jill, I found something, I really like it, they like me, but it's only $80,000 a year, what should I do? Come back to us.
Okay.
But I would pull back being so aggressive. And one way to do that would just be selling some low basis stuff in the brokerage. If you are going to truly be in a lower tax bracket, just freeing up some money. And maybe that cash position, I would like it to be 10%, not 5%.
Okay. I'll work on building up that cash then in the meantime.
Yeah, I think it's great. Mark, any parting words for West Coast Rob?
All good. I mean, these assets are just going to continue to grow. If early retirement in your 50s is part of the plan, you're going to have more than $4 million. You spend no money. You're going to have, $1,800 a month in a pension, your Social Security. I don't see any problem here.
I don't either. And by the way, the other thing to take away from this is don't be bullied or cajoled into doing something that you actually don't think is right for you, which I think you knew all the way in, but they were like, come on, do this. And you know what? You know yourself better. And I think that you knew yourself when you first asked us about this. You were already fried. So trust yourself. That's the other lesson here. Trust yourself, because I think you have done a great job. And, you don't, just because a promotion is dangled out in front of you doesn't mean it's the right move for you. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah, it's hard when you trying to achieve, or you're always trying to go for the next thing and people are encouraging you, you get wrapped up in that. But yeah,
I know.
That's great advice.
If you have a financial question, if you're wrestling with a big decision, get in touch with us. Go to JillOnMoney.com and click the Contact Us button. We'll be right back.
Do I invest here? Should I put my money there? Jill Schlesinger can help you. Back to Jill on Money.
Welcome back. It's the Jill on Money Show, where we are answering your financial questions. If you've got one, all you need to do is go to our website, JillOnMoney.com, And in the upper right-hand corner, wherever you navigate on the site, you will see a Contact Us button. When you click it, the form will pop up. That's the email we receive. And if you'd like to join us live, check the box, and Mark will arrange to get you on the air with us live. While you're on the website, check out all the content that lives there, including 2 podcasts. One is called Jill on Money, and the other is called Money Watch. We've got links to everything. Okay, let's talk to Katie from the Midwest. Hello, Katie. How are you? What can we do for you?
I was writing in because my husband and I, we recently purchased a new home, and we have the proceeds from the sale of our prior, and kind of maybe needed your gut check or cheerleading, as you mentioned, to let me know if we're crazy for investing the money, or if kind of putting some dollars towards the principal, kind of like, is this just a math problem?
Oh, no, it sometimes is an emotional problem because You know why? When people have this big chunk of money and there's a house that with an outstanding mortgage, the emotional is, I don't like having that debt there. So what can I do to whether that emotional pull is a smart financial decision, that's what we're going to try to figure out with you. So Katie, how old are you?
I am soon to be 44.
Okay. And your husband is how old?
50.
50. Okay. So you sold one house and you bought another. So what is the value of the new house, and what is the mortgage amount and rate of the new house?
The value is about $645.
Okay.
Mortgage outstanding is $508.
Okay. Rate?
And our glorious rate is 6.5%.
Oh, she says, disheartened.
It hurts.
Did you downsize? Like, is that what happened here?
We actually went the other way. We have been looking for quite some time and kind of found our dream house that we're going to be staying in for a long time. So.
Okay. And then you did that before you sold your house. Now you have the proceeds from the sale of the previous house, right?
Correct. Yeah, we had cash for.
And how much is how much were the proceeds?
$265,000.
Okay. And besides this mortgage debt, any other debt that's outstanding?
That is all.
Okay. You guys have kids?
Not.
You do not? Oh, okay. Interesting. This always makes planning a lot more fun. Let's make it about you. Are you both working full time?
Correct. Yes.
How much do you guys earn together?
We're about $290,000 together.
Okay. And cash flow is good even with that fat new mortgage at 6.5%?
It's a little tighter, but we're making it by.
Okay. It's a lot. I get it. Have you guys been saving in retirement accounts?
Yes. Kind of maxing out everything the last few.
Okay. How much money do you have in your retirement accounts?
Do you just want like a full picture altogether?
You could give me like a traditional versus Roth, like what you guys have squirreled away approximately. It doesn't have to be exact.
Traditional, we have 437. Roth, 245. And then I have some inherited accounts.
Like an inherited IRA?
817,000.
Okay. And when did that person pass away where you inherited the IRA?
2023.
So you are held to the 10-year rule that you have to get the money out within 10 years, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's a big chunk of moolah. Do you have any other assets like a brokerage account or did you empty it out to buy the house?
No, we have that too.
What do you have?
So we have an inherited Roth at 345, and then in our managed account is 577,000.
Wow. Okay.
Just keeps on coming.
I know. It's just like she's like
And then our proceeds, we currently, we have a financial planner. And so we currently have 94,000 invested.
Okay.
And then the 152 just sitting in a money market that we're going to trickle in.
Okay, I gotcha. And what about savings, boring savings account?
100,000.
With the new mortgage, with everything, do you have an idea of how much you spend on a monthly basis?
We are between 10 and 11,000, including the mortgage.
Okay. And will either of you guys have a pension?
I think I'll have some very measly little pension.
Okay.
That I'm not even depending on.
Okay. I gotcha. So the question that the main question is, we make a lot of money, we max out our retirement accounts, and you guys plan to work till your 60s, or what do you think?
We were kind of toying with the idea of kind of putting in, a few more 3 to 5 years of like this corporate world, and then maybe doing a next endeavor into something, more fun.
I know a girl who wrote a book about that. You should get that. Oh, wait, that's me.
She just answered her own question with that answer.
Exactly right. So 3 to 5 more years. Let's just say 5, so I have that. Okay. 5 years. He's 55. You're 49. And then you would downshift to something else, which would, I know that you don't have to, but you would work. You wouldn't do nothing at that point, right?
Correct. Yeah, I can't imagine just sitting around. So yeah, we'll do something.
Do you think you would make enough to just cover your expenses in other words, between the two of you, that you could make, let's say, instead of $290, like half that?
Yeah, we haven't explored. I don't even know kind of what.
Yeah, I gotcha.
What you bring in a part-time gig these days. So
yeah. Okay. Well, so we'll see about that. The thing that's interesting here is it is, I guess, possible that you could take this $150,000 in cash, because you have plenty of cash, and you could apply it to your principal, or you could kind of wait and see if you get a shot at a refi, and maybe then you could recast the mortgage and pay down some of it. But with everything as is right now and going just fine, the real question is whether you're better off investing that money over the long term, or would you be better off making that a smaller note, getting it paid off faster eventually? And since you did say, I think you said it was like, this is the house, this is the one, you're going to keep it for a while, what would be the upside and downside? We'll get back to Katie in just a minute. If you've got a financial question, just go to JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button, and write us a note. The Jill on Money Show will be right back.
Welcome back to Jill on Money, where Jill Schlesinger takes the mystery out of your finances.
Welcome back. It's the Jill on Money Show, and we are here trying to help you find your way along your financial journey. And this means something different for every single one of you. I know that you might get tripped up when you hear someone come on the program who's got what you think is a lot of money, and you're wondering, how could they possibly have problems? There's so much money. But the truth is, we all have our own money issues. You know that. And if you want to join us and you want to talk about your situation, we'd love to have you. So just go to the website, JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button, write us a note. And if you'd like to join us live, do check the box. We can protect you. We can change your name. Don't worry. A lot of people do that. But when you come on the show live with us, it is a richer experience. We can ask follow-up questions, and we really love to hear what's going on in your own voice. So consider doing that. And while you're on the website, you can check out all the content that lives there. Some of it's free, like the newsletter and the blog and the 2 podcasts. And of course, there are other parts of the website where I'm shilling for something, like my book, The Great Money Reset, or our subscription service, Jill on Money Live. Okay, enough about us. Let's get back to Katie from the Midwest. Okay, Mark, you're gonna offer the here's why you shouldn't pay down your mortgage, and I'm gonna offer the why you should pay down your mortgage. So you go first, Mark. We got 100. Just to be clear, everybody, this is for Katie and her husband. They have a lot of money. They've inherited a lot of money. They have no kids. There's a lot of stuff going on here. So there's a lot of liquidity already. There's going to be money coming out of this inherited IRA that has to come out. So there's just a lot going on. There's choice here. Normally we'd be like, don't do it. But so Mark, why shouldn't Katie pay down $150,000 of her mortgage?
Well, I think for me, the biggest reason is based on what they plan on doing in the future. Their possible next endeavor, next chapter. I would rather have that money on hand to provide some sort of runway for when that time comes. Also, she knows this. If she puts down all this money right now on the house, it's not going to change the payment. The payment's going to stay the same. So I would keep it on the sidelines. You're going to refinance. Maybe down the road, you do a cash-in refinance. Or, you can always pay this mortgage off later on. But for the time being, I would keep the money liquid.
Okay. And the only thing I have to say is the only reason to pay it down is that emotionally it will feel better instead of having a $500,000 mortgage to have a $350,000 mortgage. That's it. There's not like a financial benefit necessarily. I guess if the market crashed over the next 20 years and never came back, if it went down. Because otherwise, I agree with Mark, having access to your money is kind of, it feels to me better. And maybe even like he said, you could always pay it down faster. 5 years from now, you might say, oh, you know what? Now we have a chance to refi, or 3 years from now. It actually creates a little bit more optionality to not pay it down, kind of suck it up for a few years. That said, I also believe that if it really was driving you crazy, that paying it down would not be a harmful decision. So I lean towards don't pay it down. But if you say, I can't sleep at night, I need that paid down, then I'm okay with that too. So where do you think you land?
I'm definitely in the emotional court and talk myself into the math problem is it's better to invest it. Sure, there's a little bit of risk, but I think we have a safe cushion to see our way through it. And I think I just need to stay off the mortgage calculator because seeing the dollars going towards interest is insane. But I think we'll be able to refinance down the road.
Step away from the mortgage calculator.
Hey, at least it's not 14%,
Yeah. And also, it is funny, if you look forward, we really will not know whether or not you made the right decision or not based on what happens in the next 10 years for the investment account. Because if the investment account, you say oh, look at all the money I'm throwing away in interest. But then if the investment account earns you a lot of money over that same, 5 or 10 years, you'll look back and say, oh, I was smart not to actually pay it down. So that's the rub. We won't know. It's, again, not a slam dunk either way. A 6.5% note is a real number. It really is. You do get to deduct your mortgage interest. So that is good. I'm sure that you guys are, you are itemizing, right?
Yeah, we're right on the cusp. We're meeting with the tax guy in a month or so.
All right. So let's see how things go. You can always pay it down. It's just a question of hanging on to the options that are available. So that is what I think. That's what I think it argues for. Just a couple of other questions for you guys. Do you have your estate documents done, Katie?
No, we don't.
Oh, you see, there was this pause. And I was like, uh-oh, that sounds like a no. The biggest reason I say that is that, listen, you don't have kids. So you have to affirmatively say where you want your money to go. Do you guys have siblings?
Yeah, we do.
Do you like some more than others?
They're all equal. They're all lovely.
No, that is so not true. That is just not the case. That never is the case. More to the point, maybe one sibling has some kids and you think they really could use the help, and the other one is really rich and doesn't need the help. So I would love for you to articulate that. And so maybe after tax season, the very best time to do that estate planning is right after tax season. You've gathered up all your documents. You've looked things over. Please, can we make a pinky swear over the airwaves?
It's been on our to-do list for 2 years. So
how do I get it up? How do I get it higher on the list? What can I do?
Oh, my husband, we can't do any fun things until it's done. So I'll draw a line in the sand on that.
I love that. Mark, she's going to be withholding on fun until we get it done. That's good. I like it. You're listening to the Jill on Money Show. We'll be right back. Welcome back. It's the Jill on Money Show, and we are answering your financial questions. And these questions can be wide-ranging. They can be about careers. They can be about retirement or how to fund your kids' education. Maybe it's a question of whether you're going to buy the next house. Maybe you want to sell your house. Whatever is going on that remotely touches a dollar, get in touch with us. Just go to JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button, write us a note, and if you'd like to join us live, just check the box. Mark will do everything else. Okay, before we conclude the hour, let's take an email. This is from John, who writes, "My company was recently bought by private equity. Thanks to the way the news likes to focus on problem cases rather than boring success, I have a rather poor impression of our chances of surviving. Do you know what sort of success rate private equity firms actually have? I don't mean their returns for their clients. I couldn't care less about that. I'm more concerned with how long I may likely have a job." Well, John, this is a great question. And listen, I don't know if there's an actual rate of success, but what I do know is that when you have new ownership, what they'll often do, especially with private equities, they'll say, hey, where's the potential to skinny up the expenses? That's almost like the easy money for them. So in many cases, that's why they'll first look at how can we reduce headcount. Now, the bigger question is, what should you do with that potential looming over you? So first things first, we got to make sure that you're battening down your personal financial hatches. What does that mean? It means making sure that you have at least 6 to 12 months of your living expenses in a safe cash or cash equivalent account. If you've got that done, then look at whether or not you can accelerate the pay down of debt. A student loan, car loan that is maybe more expensive than 5 or 6%. Do not be lured into paying down a mortgage, even if that is something that gives you some comfort. We just want to make sure you've got liquidity. So the only debt we want you to really focus on paying down is high interest debt. Once you've got that, then of course it's fire up the network and keep your eyes open for the next job. I hope that helps. You're listening to the Jill on Money Show. We'll be right back.
It's the weekend, and that can only mean one thing. You're listening to Jill on Money, the show that takes the mystery out of your finances. Here's your host, Jill Schlesinger.
Welcome back. It's hour number 2 of the Jill on Money Show, and we are answering your financial questions. If you've got one, go to JillOnMoney.com and click the Contact Us button. Let's talk to Katherine from Connecticut. Hello, Katherine. What can we do for you?
Hi, Jill and Mark. I'm so honored to get to talk to you both. I've learned so much from your show. Thank you, thank you.
Oh, we are so happy to have you. We are always honored when someone comes on the air. So tell us what's up.
So I just want to know if I'm doing okay for my retirement because I have a lot of worries. I started very late in my career. I started in my retirement investments in my mid-40s. And so I just have a lot of fear that I'm not doing okay. I do have a financial advisor who says I'm okay, but I just want
well, you know, they lie all the time. That's what they do. No, I'm just kidding. They don't. I understand, just sort of like another person's ears and eyes on the situation. Another 2 people. And Mark and I are both certified financial planners, so we're happy to do that. So, Katherine, you said you got a late start. How old are you now?
So I just turned 58.
Okay. And Are you married, single, partnered? I
am single, no kids, 1 cat.
How much do you spend on the cat? No, I'm just kidding. Single, no kids. Okay. Okay. And you're working full time right now?
Yes.
How much do you earn?
So last couple years, it's been pretty up and down because I had to move my business. And as expected, I lost a lot. But I think we're on track to be steady. I would say like $250.
Wow. Okay. That's great. Now you're putting money into retirement, right?
Yes. So I started in my late 40s. Yeah.
Okay. And how much are you contributing to retirement?
Maximum.
Maximum. And with that catch-up contribution, because you're over 50. Okay.
Yeah.
So you max out retirement. Is it a traditional account that you're using? Okay. How much money is in your traditional retirement account?
So in my 401k,
Yep.
I have 333,000 and 32,000 is Roth
Okay. Of the 333.
of the 333.
Okay, so
right.
we'll say 300 and then we'll say, okay, got it. What else is out there in terms of investments?
So I have an IRA with 21,000.
Okay.
And then I have my savings, mostly high interest savings and CDs are about 300K.
Wow. That's a lot.
Yeah, I was stockpiling because of the move, but I don't really need all that much. I'd like to be maybe at 200.
Okay,
So,
fair enough. Now, do you own your home or do you rent?
no, I rent, and I'm a very happy renter. I don't have to worry about maintenance and with all the snow shoveling and
Oh, my gosh.
everything. And I really love where I live. It's a nice neighborhood and everything.
Wonderful. So what do your expenses look like?
Yeah, I also have some non-retirement investments.
Oh, I forgot. Thank you for piping in. So brokerage account?
Yeah, so I did before I knew what I was doing. Like I had everything in a low interest savings for like a long time until I figured out that there was such a thing as investments. So I have about like 1.1 in there.
Woo!
Yeah.
That's incredible. Good for you. Is it all in stocks?
Mostly, yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's it. So I just want to make sure we got everything.
I have one more thing.
What do you got?
So I do own real estate abroad.
Oh, is that something you get rent from?
Yeah, it's not rental. The value is in the property itself.
How much is it worth?
And so it's hard to say exactly because the taxes are so high. So I'll probably be taxed about 50% when I cash out. So I think conservatively, it's about 1.3.
Wow. And it's something that you would sell eventually, or you would?
No, probably within the year.
Oh.
Yeah.
How did you come upon this property?
Yeah, I had some help investing in it, and then it more than doubled in just a few years.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
So you're saying that it would sell for 1.3 and then it would be...
No, that's after taxes.
So that is the net what you think you would have.
Right.
So now we're talking about eventually, like let's say in the next couple of years.
Probably within the next year. Yeah.
All right, I like that. Within the next year, you'll have $2.4 million in brokerage, right? Because you'll have the cash out of the property abroad added to your 1.1 million. You've got your 300 grand that's in your savings and your high yield. You got your, your 330 something in traditional or almost 350 in all retirement accounts, mostly traditional.
Right.
So that's incredible. What do you think you spend on a monthly basis?
Like around 6.
Wow. Okay. 6,000. And how long do you think, when we talk about retirement, you're worried about retirement, how long do you think it will be before you actually can retire, just like emotionally, not like financially?
So, well, that's a kind of a big question because I started so late in my career and everything. I had a lot of health issues that I was trying to overcome. So I finally got my health stabilized. And so I absolutely love my job. I mean, I love it so much. And if I could, I would just keep working. But it is a strain on my health too. So that's one concern. My plan is I want to work full time until 65 and then part time until into my 70s if I can. That's what I would love to do.
Amazing. The amount of money that you have saved, even though you got a late start, is awesome. Which is why when Mark and I hear from people who are like, oh, you only talk to millionaires, because objectively someone's going to hear this and they're like, Catherine's a millionaire. But a lot of this happened because you started late, but you got very focused, obviously. Got your money to work. Yes, the market helped you, which is great. And you don't spend a ton of money. So this is a really amazing story. So I don't think there's any problem with the plan. The one thing that I would like to just put into your little thought bubbles is I want you to be clear that when you sell this this other property abroad, and you have that $1.3 million, I would like you to talk to your advisor about using that new money to have a more diversified brokerage account. I think that that would be much better for you as you look ahead, meaning you don't have to be 100% stocks anymore. You've already gotten like the greatest benefit over the last 5 years from being a heavy-duty, aggressive investor. You don't have to do that anymore. If you didn't have that big chunk of money coming in from the sale of the property, I would say let's do something today. But I mean, you do have 300 grand in cash. But when you again, if you're going to the advisor and you say, I have this new money. Oh, and by the way, I don't know what your fee is right now, but you should, before you add new money, you should get your fee lowered because you're now going to be over $2 million, right? But you should talk to the advisor and say, okay, I want to take less risk. I want to do something that's a little bit less edgy, maybe add some bonds, maybe add something that's a little bit less of the pedal to the metal. And I think that the advisor will probably agree with that, truly. And then, look, if something were to happen and it's like, I plan to work till I'm 65, but maybe you're like, oh, it ends up being 63 because of my health, then you don't have to worry so much about where the market is when you make that decision.
Oh, this is great. That was exactly the question I was going to ask you about how to handle that money. So you answered it. Oh, that sounds like a very good idea.
You're listening to the Jill on Money Show. We'll be right back.
Back to Jill on Money, where Jill Schlesinger helps you take the mystery out of your finances.
Welcome back. It's the Jill on Money Show, where you have a coach, a mentor, a cheerleader, a nudger-in-chief available to you through the airwaves. So if you're wrestling with a financial question, an issue, a concern, get in touch with us. Go to JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button, which is always in the upper right-hand corner of the site, and write us a note. And if you'd like to join us on the air, I really encourage you to do so, because then we can ask lots of nosy follow-up questions. And we always love to hear what's going on for you. Now, while you're on the website, you should check out all the content that lives there. There's a bunch of free stuff. We've got our free weekly newsletter, comes out every Friday, and that weekly newsletter will entitle you to get our blog posts. There are also 2 different podcasts that we have, the Jill on Money Show, Monday through Friday, and then Money Watch on the weekends. We've got videos, we've got resources, and of course, if you've missed any part of this program, you can just click the radio tab and catch up. So just click that box and Mark will arrange to bring you on the air live with us, like he did with Phil, who joins us from Minneapolis. Phil, welcome to the program. What can we do for you?
Well, initially I was planning on asking you whether I could retire at 67, but after doing some introspection over the last few weeks, I'm looking at retiring at the end of the year.
How old are you right now?
64.
What happened? Like, what changed? What moved the clock up? You went from 67 basically to 64, 65. What happened for you?
8 years ago, I got laid off, and at the time didn't ever plan on retiring because I never thought I'd have enough money. And then I ended up getting a really good job and used my severance to pay off all my bills. And then I'm like, I got a chance, so I'll just go all in on stocks.
Mm-hmm.
I did really well, and then last year both my parents died and left me money. So,
that's terrible. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, it's good that you have money, but that's a lot to go through. So, really, your financial condition changed dramatically. That's what really has happened, right?
My financial condition changed dramatically, and then my oldest daughter's disabled. Last year was a tough year for her health-wise, and also for my wife. And I realized that I don't have any time for myself anymore. So I need to do something to take care of me, because that's basically what killed my father, is taking care of my mother. Ugh. And he was the healthy one. He died first. So I don't want that to happen. So I got to do something different.
Okay, we're ready to do something different. So do you want to drill through this just to get like the second and third set of ears on the situation for you?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that. So by the end of the year, you will be 65 or you will be 60?
I'll be 65 in September. And my
Okay.
wife will be 65 in August.
Okay. So we'll have health care taken care of,
Yep.
right? Okay. And your oldest daughter is how old?
30. It's going to be 38 this year.
Okay. And she is taken care of by the system. When you say she's disabled, does she collect Social Security disability
Yep,
benefits?
She collects SSI. She has a supplement. We have a supplemental needs trust that I've been funding.
Okay.
And that her grandparents help fund as well. So
Okay. Great. I mean, I would just want so it sounds like you kind of got that stuff buckled up. So, is your wife still working, or is she also planning on retiring? Is she already retired, or what? Where are we?
She's working, and we're both working. We both are personal care attendants or assistants for my daughter. So, because the IRS gives us a special dispensation on that, all that income, because she lives with us doesn't get income tax. It doesn't get taxed for income.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good to hear. Now let's talk about the money you've saved so far. So let's just talk first of all about your cash on hand. How much money do you have, like, in accessible liquid accounts?
$70,000.
Okay. And any brokerage account that's just a taxable account?
I've got a brokerage account that has $402,000 in it.
Okay.
My wife also has a brokerage account that has $33,000 in it.
All right. So I can say 435 in brokerage. Okay, got it. Oh, you know what I forgot to ask you? Other kids?
Yeah, I have 3 other daughters.
And they're all grown and on their own, and are they launched?
Yep, they're doing really well.
Okay, great. Fully launched means that you've done an excellent job, and they were lucky, I guess. Okay, and you guys own your home?
Yeah.
How much would you guess it's worth?
$675,000.
Is there a mortgage that remains?
Yeah, $290,000.
Okay, what's the interest rate?
2.75%.
Oh boy, that's so great. Any other real estate?
Nope.
Okay. And let's talk about the retirement assets. First of all, will either you or your wife be entitled to a pension?
Yeah, I'm entitled to a small pension from 2 of my jobs, but I'm kind of wondering whether I should take them as an annuity or whether I should take them as a lump sum. My first one is at 70, I would get $514,000.
$514,000?
Sorry, $514 a month. Sorry.
Okay, because you saw that I was quickly
Yes, I
going
know.
to, that does not sound small. Okay, and
No,
so that's
no.
at age 70. And the second pension?
It's $139 a month.
Okay. And say maybe you would take the lump sum just to consolidate. Maybe that's better. I hear that. Okay, so what are the lump sum amounts available for these?
Well, right now I've been working with trying to get a number out of them, but my guess is that it would be, for the 5 or 14 would be roughly like 90,000.
Mm-hmm.
And then 134 would be like 40,000 or something.
Okay.
Like that.
Okay. Great. And what about other retirement assets?
Yeah, I got a traditional IRA with $514,000.
Okay.
I've got a Roth IRA with $6,400 in it.
Okay.
I've got a traditional 401k with $234,000 in it.
Okay.
I've got a Roth IRA or 401k with $232,000 in it.
Okay.
And then I've got one inherited IRA for $165,000 and another inherited IRA for $162,000.
There's like a lot of numbers that match up so weirdly, but okay.
Yeah.
And this is that. Did you include for your wife as well or not in those numbers?
But we've also got an HSA with $120,000.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
Great.
She's got a traditional 401k with $35,000 in it.
Mm-hmm.
A Roth 401k with $3,800 in it.
Okay.
And a Roth IRA with $5,700 in it.
Okay.
And then she's got a savings account that has about $3,000 in it.
Okay. Good. All right. Magic question. How much money do you guys actually spend?
$11,000, and that's being conservative. So,
okay. What will your Social Security benefits look like?
at 70, I'll make $5,500 a month.
Mm-hmm. 5,500 or just over 5,000. I just wanted to
just
make
over
sure.
5,000.
Okay, let's say 5,000. Got it.
And then my wife will make $2,200.
Just to like tally up we've got the 514 and the 234 in traditional. This is yours. I'm just doing a quick back of the envelope. Okay, this is all looking very good. In your health, your life expectancy, pretty good, or how are you?
Yeah,
what are you guys looking at?
Both my parents were in their late 80s, and my mom and my wife's parents her dad's 93 right now and still going. So,
do you have to help her parents at all?
Thankfully, no.
Okay. We'll get back to Phil in just a minute. If you've got a financial question, just go to JillOnMoney.com. Click the Contact Us button, which is always in the upper right-hand corner, no matter where you navigate on the website. And when you do that, a form will pop up. That's the email that we receive. And if you think you're kind of shy, you don't want to join us on the air live, that's okay. Then just give us a lot of detail. But if you do want to join us live, make sure you check the box. Mark will arrange to get you on with us. We'll be right back.
Do I invest here? Should I put my money there? Jill Schlesinger can help you. Back to Jill on Money.
You're back. It's the Jill on Money Show, and we are here listening to what's going on in your financial life and trying to help guide you along the way. Now, if you've got a question, if you've got a concern, if you're just trying to figure out the next best step for you and your family financially, go to JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button, write us a note, and if you would like to join us on the air live, just check the box. Mark will do everything else. Now, while you're on the website, don't forget to check out our Jill on Money Live subscription service. We've got a new webinar. It's around the corner just a few days from now on Thursday, February 26th, with the amazing Ed Slott. He is a CPA, he is an IRA and a Roth IRA expert. He really knows how to manage the tax process, but also take advantage of new rules that are in place right now for 2026. So if you'd like to join us live, you must be a member of Jill on Money Live, $45 for the next 12 months. What a bargain. You're going to get Ed. I mean, Ed's worth so much more than that. And if you just want to purchase the Ed webinar, you can sign up to do so right now. It'll cost you $15, but you won't be able to join us live. Okay, right now, let's get back to Phil from Minneapolis. And what would your game plan be at the end of this year? Would it be to start pulling that money out of the inherited IRA to kind of float you over the next couple of years?
I mean, right now, until my daughter, we're in the process of trying to figure out next steps for my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because, after going through everything I went through with my parents last year, my daughters have all been saying, well, what are we going to do, about my oldest daughter? She can't live with you forever.
Right.
So we're looking at that. So until she moves out, we're going to be making the, $85,000 or whatever a year.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, don't have to pay income tax on that. So my guess is that, and so then I was looking at it, I'm like, okay, I only need about $50,000 more.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, I was looking at it from the standpoint, do I just
pulling out what you need from the inherited IRA beyond that 85,
take the whole
right?
thing, because I won't have any income next year, basically.
And the 85 is not taxable.
Right.
Okay. And how long do you think your daughter will be staying with you? Do you have it must be hard to say, right?
She's had a lot of health issues in the last 4 years, and we're trying to get her in a place where and we have all the health issues under control before she moves out. So it's going to be another 2 or 3 years is my guess.
So then, I'm guessing, if it's 2 years, then I absolutely would do, half and half, like half this year, half next year from the inherited IRA, get it out, pay the tax that's due. And, listen, this will actually get you I think, tax wise, it's very good to have this money available. And then, you will probably be able to, kind of bridge the gap a little bit between now and Social Security, right? So you'll have that money. And, again, because of the unique nature of this extra 85 grand a year, what I would do with that money is I would stockpile cash. I would make sure that, if you pulled the inherited IRA out and you have the 85 grand a year, and you pile it all together, you probably will be net savers, right?
Right.
Okay. So then with that extra savings, we'll just keep beefing up your savings account, that cash that's, 70 of yours, 3 of your wife's, but, you just keep pumping it up so that in 2 years, when, we get to the other side of having the IRA, the inherited IRA distributions, you'll have money to get you through. Then you'll also be able to make different decisions about whether you start pulling money slowly out of your traditional assets, right?
Right. There's one thing I forgot to tell you about too, is that I have
this is a guy. It's like, I forgot to tell you.
There's too much stuff on the list.
All right.
At 70, I can withdraw a savings plan from a previous employer that's $211,000.
Oh my God, that's a big forgot.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what I think is you're right that you can retire this year. Okay. That's number one. Number two, I think that we now have sort of a tiered strategy, right? Because the tiered strategy would be essentially you would look at the inherited IRAs for the next 2 years while you are in this basically 0% tax bracket. Just also one little extra thing on the brokerage account, that 400 and something thousand. Just be careful that you're not creating too much tax liability there.
No, I'm using, there's some in money market and there's also some in ultra short-term bonds.
Okay,
so.
Good. All right. So I think that you're in great shape, that you have this inherited IRA money. Get it out while there's no tax, there's no real tax event for you guys, and then after that, during these times, you'll build up your savings account. And look, we're going to see what situation you're in tax wise, for, let's say, from 66 and 67, you're fine. Then 68, 69, 70, you can have some combination, I don't know what it's going to be, of getting money out of the traditional assets, paying the tax that's due on those assets, using that to live on, right? And then, because we know you're going to have to take it out eventually, letting your Roth assets grow and maybe not even touching the brokerage account. But I think generating the $11,000 a year that you need is definitely doable because, we have a few years here where you'll pull the money out of your traditional accounts. Then you'll have this $7,200 a month coming in Social Security. And now we're talking about kind of easy peasy with this. We really are. Right. Are you managing all of your assets yourself?
Yeah, I am. And I feel pretty good about it. So
okay, great. I just want to make sure that you feel good about it, but also, that you understand as you get older, if something's going on, we just need your wife on board with what's happening. You want to have a communication around this. Yep. I think you're in good shape to get this done. I'm not sure, by the way, if you didn't have that 85 grand a year coming in, and before you said the extra $211,000 that you forgot about, I wasn't so sure you were going to make it, but I think you can do this. Sounds like you have all of your estate stuff taken care of, because I know you have the special needs trust, so that's very important. And just because you have assets in a lot of different places, when you retire, one of the best things you can do just for management purposes is consolidate, get this all in one place, make sure if something happened to you, your wife would know what to do and where everything was, be on, just let's be methodical, because there's going to be a lot of things that come into the picture, and you just want to make sure that you and your wife are aligned. And it doesn't mean she has to manage it. She doesn't have to understand your whole strategy, but she has to know where everything is. Jill on Money. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Jill on Money, where Jill Schlesinger takes the mystery out of your finances.
Welcome back to Jill on Money. Here's an email from Benny. Hi, Jill and Mark. Thanks so much for reading this, and we hope you can help us. We are a married couple, no kids, just pets, 48 and 49, living in a very high income tax, high cost of living state. We both work in stressful, competitive, and recently shrinking industries. Thanks a lot, AI, says Benny. Our current annual income varies between $230,000 to $350,000. What a range. That's before taxes. Now, because of impending layoffs at our employers and some escalating health issues that might dramatically limit our ability to find new jobs in other fields, we're worried that we might be forced to retire prematurely in the next year or two. Wow. So like around 50. Oof. Thankfully, we've been saving up because we realized this day was coming. So right now, and by the way, in parens, with the market at all-time highs, here's what they have. $2.5 million in 401ks, $1.3 million in a taxable brokerage account, which is mostly in Vanguard funds, $1 million in cash, high yield savings, and laddered CDs, because we know we are going to have to carefully manage our modified adjusted gross income to afford health insurance through the Affordable Care Act if we are laid off. Okay. Small pension, $400 a month at age 55. And then Social Security, which will be about $5,600 a month, $30,000 left on a mortgage on a $500,000 condo. Expenses are running $12,000 a month. And let's see, this includes assumed cost of health care of at least $2,000 a month once the mortgage is paid off. Okay, so Jill and Mark, if we wind up jobless next year, can we retire early and focus on our health? Oof.
It's close. It's tight.
It's not great.
$12,000 a month. It's tight.
I can tell you right now, it's not great because okay. So here's the issue, gang. I mean, you're probably, everybody's listening is like, they have $5 million. What are you talking about?
Why are they even emailing?
Okay. But here's why. The $2.5 million in 401ks hasn't been taxed yet. So it's not $2.5 million, right? And if you're living, and I don't know where you're living right now, but if you're in a high income tax state, then I'm going to say that $2.5 million is probably more like 1.8. And then, so now we're down at 1.8, 1.7. And now, there's not that much money to generate $12,000 a month, and $12,000 a month in today's dollars. So I am concerned that we're not going to get there. But then I'm also concerned that, because of the three, let's say you knock down, let's say we kind of take the 401k and we say, okay, that plus the taxable brokerage is $3 million. What can that $3 million throw off? And they're young, right? So what are we going to throw off? 100, maybe 100 to 120 grand. Okay. So that kind of gets them close, but they're so young that I think it's going to be hard. And I don't know what to say, except to say that I would have to know a lot more about what else is going on. How much is it possible that could either of you maybe work part-time? I know there's health issues, but I don't know what those issues are. But it's not a slam dunk.
Yeah,
anyway,
they're young.
They're young.
It's a long
50 years
time
old.
to hope everything goes right.
Exactly. Okay, NP has $500,000 in savings, trying to decide if they want to pay off a mortgage. Their rate is 5.5%. Or take that $500,000 and put into the brokerage account to invest. NP, we don't know, because I don't know what other money you have. If you have a whole bunch of money in your brokerage, if you're like, oh, I have $5 million in my brokerage and this $500,000 is just hanging around and I want to pay off my mortgage, I don't know how old you are. I mean, I love holding on to my cash, but a 5.5% interest rate is certainly a high enough rate that it would catch your attention. But it really depends on everything else and how old you are and, what are my other alternatives around the money. Generally speaking, we don't love the whole paying off the debt because you lose access to the money. Okay. Here's an interesting question from Gary, who said, hey, you said to keep a credit card in the back of the desk drawer. What if the card has an annual fee as it collects dust? The whole point on reducing your debt would be to remove the culprit, wouldn't it? Mark, what about, because when you close the account out, you then shut down. You then lose some ground on your credit score. So, Gary, I think it depends on whether you're like borrowing money or not. If you're not planning on borrowing money, sure, you can get rid of it. But like if it's a $35 fee, maybe, and you're about to go get a car or something, maybe I wouldn't get rid of it. So what do you think, Mark?
Yeah, I think it depends on how much the annual fee is. I mean, I get what he's saying. I'm not using the card and it's just sitting in the back of the drawer and I'm paying $150 a year, why am I doing that?
I wish mine were $550 a year, please.
Well, you said, what'd you say, 30?
Yeah, well, 35 is some of the cheap ones. Like I think the Amex is now like got hundreds.
Oh,
right?
Yes.
Right. Okay. Linda is 74 years old. She's a widow. And she said, before my husband passed away 5 years ago, we put most of our retirement in CDs and they were earning 2%. Now she's making 3.75%. Here's the quote. I have a friend who invests in exchange traded funds that mimic the S&P 500. My question is, should I change to investing in exchange traded funds at this stage of my life, or should I stick with investing in CDs while I'm still getting a good rate? I'll tell you what, Linda, as soon as you make that investment and buy SPY, the exchange traded fund that mirrors the S&P 500 index, it will probably go straight down. So I'm not going to tell you to absolutely do this. I think we'd need to know more about you. At the very least, if you wanted to say I put maybe 10% into a fund, that's fine. But I don't know if it's even worth it. If you hate volatility, what would you do if the thing went down? A lot of questions I got to follow up with. It's the Jill on Money Show. We'll be right back. Welcome back. It's the Jill on Money Show, where we are answering your financial questions. If you've got one, all you need to do is go to our website, jillonmoney.com, and click the Contact Us button. Once you do that, a form will pop up. That form is the email that we receive. And listen, gang, if you're shy and you just don't think you can come on the air with us live, I get it. We have plenty of shy people. Give us a lot of detail in that email so that we don't have to say, hey, get back to us with those details. Especially the folks who are writing in and forgetting one big piece of information we usually need, which is what are your expenses on a monthly or annual basis? We always ask for that in the aftermath of the question. So as you're composing the email and you're coming up with all the relevant information we need, just don't forget to include how much money you're spending, which is usually a big part of any financial goal that you're seeking to achieve. Let's conclude the program today with an email from Tim, who wants to know the best type of asset to leave to your heirs. And he really wants a comparison of what happens if your heirs inherit a taxable account versus a Roth account. This is a great question. So if you inherit a taxable account, you're entitled to something called a step up, meaning that the assets that are in that account no longer have the cost basis of the owner. Instead, the cost basis for the person inheriting the account is the price of the security inside the account on the date of death of the owner. Of course, once that happens, the clock restarts. And when you own that taxable account, yes, you have a new cost basis, but it is still a taxable account that is in your name. Now compare that with a Roth. If you inherit a Roth, then there's no tax due at all. All the tax has been paid and you can maintain the account in your own name and never have to pay tax due upon withdrawal of those funds. So leaving your heirs a Roth account is probably the way to go if you had the choice. Well, that's it. That's the program. Thanks so much for listening. Our music is composed by Joel Goodman. Mark Talercio is the best executive producer in the world. He's also the king of all things web. We ask that you lift someone up, change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you next week.